OdeeLoccSportsInfo here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all, hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified of this reel, because y'all know OdeeLoc keeps it real. Yeah, y'all, I'm at work on my little break, right? And I wanted to do a video on, Mauricio Suliman coming out and saying he's seen, the documents, of Earl Spence Jr. injury, and Earl Spence Jr. sent him a letter, and all this stuff, this soap opera stuff, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. See, this is what I don't understand. See, like Earl Spence Jr., he can respond to everything else. Right? He can respond to everything else. But B-Hop is saying he's lying about a serious eye injury, and Earl Spence Jr. haven't said shit. Right? Earl Spence Jr., he haven't came out and responded to B-Hop, but he responds on every fucking thing. He got something to say on everything. Right? Shit, if Terrence Crawford say something to him, he's saying something back. If Sean Porter say something to him, he's saying something back. See, I want y'all to remember when B-Hop said something about Earl Spence Jr., a little while ago. When Roy Jones Jr. said something about Earl Spence Jr. Tim Bradley said something about Earl Spence Jr. What did Earl Spence Jr. do? He responded every fucking time. He responded. So now that you're being accused of faking an eye injury, you have nothing to say? Right? Now everybody, they going off what Mauricio Suliman saying. Mauricio Suliman is a fucking liar. Facts. So now all of a sudden what Mauricio Suliman says, it's confirmed that he got this eye injury? No, it's not. See, I want y'all to think back when Deontay Wilder was getting protected by Mauricio Suliman, right? From Dylan White. Ducked and dodged Dylan White for 2-3 years, right? Ducked and dodged him. Then when Deontay Wilder got the fight with Tyson Fury wasn't even in the ranking system. Facts. Until he got the fight with Deontay Wilder. Then Mauricio Suliman put him in the ranking system just to make the fight look like something. Facts. See, everything I'm saying is facts. So Mauricio Suliman coming out, with his little thing, I don't believe him either. He's a liar. Come on. He's a liar. And this is a fact. So now the Mauricio Suliman, he said, oh yeah, I got an emotional letter, from Earl Spence Jr. Now we supposed to just suck it up and believe that? No, I still don't fucking believe it. Because if Earl Spence Jr. come back before the end of this year, he never had a fucking retinal injury. If Earl Spence Jr. goes in the ring and be sparring before the end of this year, he never had no damn retina injury. This is the PBC playing games with the WBC, right? All Al Heyman did is just called Mauricio Suliman and told him to come out with a story, to get the heat off Earl Spence Jr. That's it. That's all. Right? Because we know for a fact that Al Heyman is working with the WBC and the WBA. Facts. Right? Just like Bob Arum is working with the WBO. Facts. Right? So please stop this nonsense. Please stop this nonsense. See what it is? Earl Spence Jr. need to be stripped of that IBF belt because he haven't took on a mandatory, 1-2 years? So he needs to be stripped of that belt. But Mauricio Suliman, he coming out, they just trying to cover for this story. That's what it's all about. It's just cover. It's cover. I don't believe a fucking word Mauricio Suliman is saying. He haven't proved shit. He's saying he got a document. Prove it. Show it. Show the document, right? No, but you're not. We know you're not. Because Mauricio Suliman said something, now we supposed to believe. I mean, come on, man. Boxing has become a fucking soap opera, man. And this is why it's dying. All this bullshit going on.